I was 11 years old, my only brother, who had just graduated from Union College, came home to die. A young man of great talent and promise. He was the pride of my father's heart. I recall walking into the large, darkened parlor and finding the casket. Pictures and mirrors all draped in white, and my father seated, pale and immovable as he took no notice of me. After a while of standing, I climbed upon his lap, and he mechanically put his arm around me. With my head resting against his beating heart, we sat in silence. He thinking of all the wreck of all his hopes and the loss of a dear son, and I thinking of what could be said or done to fill the void in his heart. And after a while, he took a deep breath and said, "Oh, my daughter, you should have been a boy." I wish you were a boy. I threw my arms around him and I told him I would try to be all my brother was. All that day and far into the night, I pondered the problems of boyhood. I thought that the chief thing to be done was to be learned and courageous. So I studied Greek. I learned to ride a horse. I learned to leap a fence on horseback. I studied Latin, Greek, and mathematics with the Academy of Boys, most of whom were much older than I was. For 3 years, one boy kept his place at the top of the class. And I remained second, always. 2 prizes were given for Greece. I strove for one and took the second. One thought alone filled my mind. Finally, my father will be satisfied. So I rushed into his office. I laid the New Greek Testament, which was my prize, on the table and exclaimed, "I got it!" He took up the book. He asked me some questions and evidently pleased, he handed it back to me. Then he kissed me on my forehead and exclaimed, "You should have been a boy."